Hey guys, welcome to another world building log. Today we're working on the Starmap, as I said last video, and this one, the problem is it became too overfitting, and there wasn't really a theme with any of the names, so I really just had to start over, and I really want to just rehash it. So we'll be working on what I called the Confederal cluster, but now it's more of I gave it a new name. It's Green Season Indian. I don't remember the name off the top of my dome right now, but it's called the I'm gonna look it up on my second monitor while I watch this beautiful recording of what we're doing. And the video quality might suffer a little bit because I'm kind of trying to zoom in because I don't want people to see my actual what I use for all these documents count, because some people be crazy. But no, it's called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, so I'm sorry if it sounds weird, the Harar cigar, I think is how you say it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I'll look it up later. Maybe I'll add in what it's supposed to sound like, but no. It's uh I had all these assets from the old one, and I started redoing them because I didn't really like the look. I wanted to look more structured, and the idea of making the star map was the idea of trying to make it look more official and all that stuff, and trying to make it sure so I can use a ton of names. And I think planets are gonna be the hardest part, is because you have all these names for like systems, and you have to think of names for specific planets, and that's gonna be the issue. But I think right now the map looks pretty. In fact, I also had the idea of putting behind it, because I have an iPad and iPad Pencil Pro, to add like nebulas behind it to kind of give the thing a little spice. So this all could also just change when I create that. But then we have me setting it up. I usually create star mats and structures, just making them look good. And I am doing this on a Google drawing, and I know it looks not that good, but no. My one issue I found while making this one is trying to just keep myself like occupied, and that was hard for me because I didn't know if I was gonna be able, because I kept on watching Parks and Rec, because I really like that show. Love Adam Scott, great actor. I should probably start watching Severance. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. And no, I also just for back to the actual video, but independent systems basically mean like a system that isn't initially owned by any country. Sure, there might be like military bases there, but there isn't no official claim to the entire system, which doesn't mean like there's not a actual settlement on that system, in the system, like a mining base or any of that. It just means that there could be military like subsidiaries there, but there's no official claim. Kind of, it's almost like international waters, where like I know there's not really like a base there, but like it'd be like having a ship kind of pass through, but it'd be like a military station. Because even like though it might not be claimed, you might still have a military station there. I don't know, it's a really weird concept. But next video we're actually working back on Obsidian again. I'm pretty sure we're going to use more stuff from the we're gonna work more on the Commonwealth and kind of reworking that, and I think that's what we're gonna be doing for the thing. Because I think I want to do a really big video on the initial, like a actual production video of the initial Great Dispersing, as it's called, when like they first landed there. I think I'm gonna do a good video. I think I'm gonna do a big video on the formation of the Confederacy, which needs to be reworked, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar to the entire Confederacy of how it's formed, with like the non-aligned movement. So I think what the things that'll probably change when I'm thinking about it is how what it was. I think it's not gonna be more of like a economic blocks. I think it's gonna be more of like military blocks, and then there was a point where like things were going to like a nuclear level between nations. Like that could be really cool. Like, oh, because I think I had that concept when I first came up with it, was instead of it being like there was almost like a sense of we might blow each other up. We need to confederate together, come together, even though we might not like each other. We may fight over those issues at points, but we need to become better as unity as one. But no, I really like the idea concept of that. And then I think I don't have a big game plan. The flash you're seeing is me going to the second screen and turning on probably Parks and Rec right there. And there's a lot of cuts in this video because I'm just watching Parks and Rec and I wasn't paying attention to the actual video, what I was supposed to be doing, which I probably need to work on. One thing that I do really well, and it's how I world build, and this might be helpful for you, is that I get very hyper fixated on certain points. Like the only reason that the planet of Hiro Soto exists is because I was like, I want to build a planet, and I just did it. No, and I think I'm gonna release a short that's gonna be mostly on me drawing a creature, because I don't think you guys actually saw it unless you slowly look through the video. But I'm gonna be introducing something I like to call I'm workshopping the name because I can't leave a name. If you guys can leave a name in the comments, that'd be great. But like, it's called a xenoterran species. It's kind of like a species that's like was originally from Earth, but now has adapted to its new climate. And I'm not gonna give more spoilers because I think I'm actually that could be a video idea. Is that? But I think if I do one of those high production videos, I'm going to have that video come out, and then I'm going to be explaining it more in detail, like as me actually writing a note. So I'll actually write the notes first and record that video, but the high production video comes out first, because I think that would help. And this is me setting up the system thing that can help me like track how many plants I have, because I need to track how many there are. And I think I had one extra, and there was a lot of me trying to figure out how to use Google Sheets, because I sorry I yawned, but the late at night. Google Sheets, because of its power. No, not the its power. That's the wrong word, but its complexity and how you're supposed to do the value thing. Because I've used Excel and stuff, but I never had to actually set up the problems. I just plugged numbers in. I had already set up templates for it. No, but I really like the name. I really like the new not nebula name, but it's called the Green Sea, and it's a really cool thing. I also added Gandhi in because he was an important figure in Indian history. You know, most of the population is from Southeast Asia, and I really think the Gandhi system would. That was also a work in progress. I really don't know if I'm gonna keep that. Now saying that out loud, it sounds kind of dumb. But I did actually do like a ton of research into like famous British figures. You can see it right now. I'm just looking up as much people as I know, trying to figure out who I should use. Because I absolutely, love making up fake names, but then I realized fake names don't really make sense in this context of this world, and that was really my problem, is that I had a place in the Commonwealth of Procul that was like, didn't make any sense. I also need to change I think I remember what Procul means. I think it means something in Latin. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I've been saying it like that. I used to call it Procul, the K, but I think I looked it up and started saying it right because I wanted to make sure I was saying it right. Because not that anyone speaks Latin anymore because it's a dead language, but like I feel like I should still represent old Roman culture because I think Roman culture is kind of sick. I do think that I need to make more templates. I don't know if I'm going to do those off screen for Obsidian or I'm going to do those on screen. I don't know. I think it gives me more time to talk, obviously, but sometimes I feel like I run out of time to talk because I don't want to reveal too much. No, but today I was messing around with stuff and I started to realize that I was in the middle of class and I started realizing I got too distracted on the. I was watching a video on Vietnam in history class, and I started realizing that I started thinking about how the information I'm learning right now could apply to the world building thing, and I realized maybe I'm going too far on this, and just watched the video for the rest of the hour. But no, I did get a lot of stuff about how I'm going to do future conflicts and uh, how it actually worked for people who, and I definitely do have like a Vietnam like thing, and I don't know where I'm gonna do it. I had an original one which is really cool, but now I don't really know. And if you're wondering why the ratio has changed, the little thing is that because I didn't notice that I had a McAfee notification on my thing for like the last like half the time, so that was an experience. Yeah, but now I'm trying to set up the stinking value thing and trying to figure out how many. You might just see me start trying to count everything, but now, no. So one of my best concepts is taking stuff from different languages and just because it gives it really cool names. And I should now that I'm thinking about it, I need to write the phonetics for like all of these. I'll do that later so I can say them right when I bring them up in a video, because that's really important to me, because I really want to not disrespect cultures, because that's something I don't like. People like actually I really hate, it's actually a pet peeve of mine when people say Luxen. I think I might even say it wrong, but I think it's Luxembourg, right? Berg. And sometimes I don't know if Borg is actually the right term, like Luxembourg, but it really just annoys me because I think I might need to look it up at some point and figure out if I was right. And this is me trying to name it after a fish and realizing that everything and what was this? I think it was Indonesian. I might have said that wrong. You know, what did I just say? Indonesian is just the word of the fish and the word fish and Indonesian. And I realized I can't do that. I could have just done a con about how you ever say it. I should look at the phonetics for that one. I should definitely start looking at phonetics though. No, but this is definitely my trying to realizing that in Latin Oasis doesn't work. I'm pretty sure Oasis is from Latin. No, but no, this is probably the part that was most sluggy. I didn't even know if I was going to include. I thought I was going to cut this all out, but I realized that looking up stuff for the British Isles and realizing like what I want to do with I think I don't really want a nation that's like completely locked into the United Kingdom, because I think so much Southeast Asian culture was mixed in with the British English culture that kind of mixed in. Maybe there's some sort of British community out there that I'll come up with some point. But there is really, I think there's going to be a lot of culture cults basically. Because like, think about this, it's almost kind of like the idea in Fallout where like there's these people who like worship these post ideas of what these things were because they don't fully understand them, and but people do understand because there are archives of what actually happened. So it's gonna be kind of weird. Also, religion's a really weird thing. I had some ideas for it when I first made it, but I won't explain it now because I don't really know how that's gonna work. I don't really know if I want to comment on religion because that's like kind of a crazy topic, and I don't know exactly. I think there will be nationalism in some sort of form. Don't know how yet because I've really only have 3 nations. I probably have 4. There's also this is Islamic nation that I really like the name of. But we'll see if it sticks. I might change names, but I didn't have a concept of how it would work. But it had a really cool name. No, right now I shortened all these up, and I think I like how the words look and all that. Maybe I'll change it later. I don't know. I was really hoping, I don't know what's actually called, but like when like you get it's like all the letters are uppercase, but the lowercase letters are smaller, but they're still uppercase. I If someone could look up if I can get a plugin for that on Google Docs or something, because that would really make me happy. Because I don't really know. I looked it up, like for like half a second trying to find something that would let me do that, but I don't think it will. Google get on that. I know that Google's not listening. Maybe they are. Maybe they're listening to this video. You Googled the website, not. This is me trying to figure out how to sort the names. I figured it out after the video ended. You just have to click all of them. Past Jacob, what do you guys want to call me? I really just picked the name because I kind of thought it was a cool name. And yeah, but turns out looks like I'm just putting it on the names, and it really was a location thing because I really wanted to have some sort of coherence between them. I also wanted to seem like it was kind of like, oh, whoever got there first named it. And I really do like the idea of the explorer almost like fighting over who's naming what. Because you do see that in like almost astronomy where people were like, oh, we're gonna name this, and I think that was really a really funny idea I wanted to bring in, where it's like people are almost fighting over what they get to name after themselves. Like the whole what was that fake planet? Was it Vulcan? Yeah, Vulcan. It was really a funny concept for me to have like a place, like people just fight. It would be really fun if I had a concept like if there was like a place named, but it just didn't exist. But no, it's a really I really like the name St. Patrick because I was like trying to find a saint from that because I feel like it'd be a really cool system name with St. Patrick. Nothing to do with the Vatican. Also, I'm pretty sure the Vatican is gonna have to exist or in some form. I think I want Roman Catholicism to exist. I don't know how it's gonna work because maybe there's like, we'll see. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want people to get an idea of what I'm saying. No, but I'll probably start releasing shorts on things I've already drawn and explaining all that stuff. I'll probably film a video probably tomorrow about me drawing that species of whale. Just now you know it's a whale. But no, it really wasn't that hard trying to get stuff all named, trying to look up names. I wanted to do split view for a second, but then I decided against it because split view is kind of dumb on here because you can't. It's not like on Obsidian where you can just do it, and it really makes me miss Obsidian. But yeah, no, it was a really fun time trying to get these systems to look good, and well, it was really. I tried to see if I want to put it there, but no, I decided I'm not doing that, and this is it before, and this is it after. I really like the changes I made and how it looks more spread out, and the first one kind of looked a little clustered, but I really like the second one and how it turned out. Okay, have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.